Superman's got to go in the fucking Iceland.
Iceland.
I don't go to Iceland. Yeah. Who the hell wants to go to Iceland? Fucking cold. So, it's like, I'd rather have a bat cave. Superman works at the Daily Bugle, billionaire guy. I mean, it's an easy pick for me.
That man's sick.
So what's up, guys?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, man. So talk to me about the DudeBros podcast and how'd you guys come up with the name?
I'm Sam Phone. I'm Chris Magruder. We both live in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
Came up with the DudeBros show. What?
Like, ninth grade in 2020.
Yeah, in like 2020, this kind of all started.
Yeah.
I guess I got in a little bit of trouble. I got grounded, right?
Yeah. What'd you do?
I can't really talk about it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Right, fine,
yeah.
Fine.
I got all my Instagram, taken away everything,
What?
and I made a fake account, and I called it Dude Bro. I texted Christian, right?
Yeah, it was like Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Just going over to his house, gave him a little Christmas present. And I was like, hey man, I'm staying at this hotel. We can hang out all the time. It'd be great.
Yeah.
He goes radio silent on me. And I'm like, well, I guess he didn't like the Christmas present.
Yeah.
But a few days go by. I get this new friend request and it says DudeBro, and I'm like, who's this? And I see a message and it says, yo, it's Sam. I got grounded. I got all my like Instagram and everything taken away.
Yeah.
And so this is my new it's my new Instagram.
That's your new handle,
Yeah.
DudeBro.
So we did that, and then
We
eventually came up with we need to do a podcast.
Yeah.
We tried an Instagram, the DudeBrogram. That didn't work.
Yeah.
Went on to the podcast about 5 months ago,
Yeah.
and we're just having fun with this.
It's nice, man. So it's an interesting story how you guys landed up here, right? So
Yeah.
Rolls-Royce owners have this Whispers app. I think I got on Whispers and I see all these people, so I just start hitting like connect, because dude, it's like, if you want to be successful, it's like your network, right? Your network is your net worth. And I'm like, okay, all of these people on this app have a Rolls-Royce, so they got to be doing something, right?
Yeah.
So I just start pinging away. And then I connected with your dad.
Yeah.
And then your dad and I started talking, and then he told me about you guys, and he was like, hey, blah, 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 love your Instagram, love your social media. You got to have my kids on. You guys got to get together. So that's, you got to thank your dad, dude, for
exactly.
that. Because, otherwise there's no way that I would have known who you guys are and all this stuff. So that's how you guys landed here, for you guys watching and knowing. So
Came here with questions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know what's in the mind of 16-year-olds. 16 and 17, or 16? Both of you guys 16?
Both 16.
Both 16.
He's about to turn 17, right?
When do you turn 17?
October 11th.
Oh, so just around the corner, dude.
Around the corner.
My friend Vick's birthday's on the 11th too. So we're gonna be in the Bahamas next week, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's in the mind of a 16-year-old, dude? Because to me, it's got to be harder being a 16-year-old today than it was when I was 16. That's for sure.
I mean, I don't know, bro. It's everything.
Yeah.
And it's unfiltered, dude. So you just shoot.
I mean, bro, you got girls on the mind. You got school. School's a big one.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you have pressure of like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, everything, right?
Yeah.
You're looked at in every way.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, some choose to put out bad things. We don't. I mean,
No.
You and I think we're pretty good.
Yeah. Me and Sam, I'm a swimmer at my school. Sam, he plays lacrosse. He's a great piano player.
Oh, no
He's
shit.
one of the
Wow.
best.
Yeah.
I know.
Thanks, bro.
It's amazing. Every time we hang out, he's always on the piano playing.
Wow.
Me, I always I take my swim seriously. I'm National Honor Society.
Yeah.
Go to prep school with Sam as well. I got 1,600 kids there.
Wow.
But you usually just gotta stay busy.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
The idle mind's devil's playground. So talk to me about it. So what do you guys? I know you guys have questions and stuff you guys want to know. Shoot.
So Vic, we know that you are very successful, especially in the Blackstone, Blackstone. Why did you start the Vick Tipnes show?
So when I was broke, so I'm a healthcare entrepreneur, right? So I've always loved the healthcare space. When I was starting out, there wasn't a lot of places that I could go to get good content, right? And real valuable stuff. So it's like, who was I going to learn from? I've read books and stuff like that, but even a lot of the books these days, it's like, a lot of people skirt around the issue. They don't really give you true takeaways, right? So, 2013, 14, man, I was like broke. I had $78 to my name. I was almost bankrupt, couldn't make payroll, had to borrow money to make payroll, all this type of stuff. And so I told myself, I'm like, if I get out of the situation I'm in, that at some point I would give back and really try to put out valuable content that people can use in their life, as opposed to just showing success, right? Yeah. Showing success is one part of it, right? Because it allows people to think like, oh, okay, it's obtainable. But then you got to give people like the secret sauce. Yeah. And not a lot of rich people want to do that, because they're just like, hey, I want to keep everything to myself, and I don't want to tell people what they should be doing with their money or how they should grow their company or what they should be doing. And so I was like, look, I don't want to be that cat. That's why I started, the show, and that's why I really started putting out content on social media. Guys like you, man, look, you guys are the next generation, man. So if who are you guys gonna listen to? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna learn anything listening to Cardi B. Okay, you're just not. Yeah, right. You're not, and none of those people are putting out anything worth of value anyway. For me, I feel like it's a duty to put out correct information, and also set an example to people and to kids. Working hard is good. Being successful and having a lot of money is good. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Having a family is great. Having a wife, having a husband, having kids, all those things are great. And all those things really bolster success, right? They really bolster success. So to be successful in life, like you'd mentioned girls and all this stuff, like, look, there was a period of my time where the girls were just a distraction. Yeah. Right. They're just a distraction. Right. I had to make a decision and say, okay, do I want to be this guy that just has a bunch of girls, or do I want to be the billionaire, philanthropic guy that has a solid foundation and is contributing to his community, to his church, to his friends, and to his family, and create generational wealth? The guy that's doing that is not over here dicking around. Yeah. Right. Sure. And to have that sense of discipline, you got to be able to say no to things. Yeah. And if you don't have the discipline to say no to things, you're not going to have the billionaire lifestyle, the legacy. You're just not. So there's a sacrifice and there's a price to pay for everything. So part of me being on social media was like, hey, it's okay to do that. Like, when people see me, they're like, hey, this guy's got one girl. I got one girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? One, not five, one, right? I've got kids. I've got a successful company. I treat my employees great. They're all doing great. The people around me are doing well. Like, those are all signs of success that you wanna emulate.
You read Art of the Trade, right?
Art of the Deal.
Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting that you brought that up. Like, that, I think, in a sense, you can almost provide that to someone, but in a better form of our generation. You know?
It's a different, I don't say if it's a different life these days. This is a different environment.
100%.
Right? It's a different environment. It's a competitive environment. It's more competitive today than it was 20 years ago.
Me and Sam, we decided to create the DudeBros show. We wanted to create a platform for young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Have people on. We had our first guest was this guy Peter Prankster. He's young, just like us. He's 21. Yeah. He's a TikToker. He does his pranks online, and he's doing his thing, and he's doing great. So we had him on. It's just kind of showcasing that and showcasing what people can do as a young entrepreneur. Yeah. That's something that we wanted to show on the DudeBros show.
Vic, so I know you got a lot. I'm a car guy myself. I know you got a lot.
What's your favorite car?
Well, that's a good question. I would say my car is my favorite. I drive a BMW. I have 4.
Man, I wish I was driving an M4 at 16.
I know.
You're obsessed with that car. He's got a notebook that has the M4 on it for business class, and then he has his screensavers, his car. Everything
I get it. Yeah. I get it, dude. I would too. Shit.
When I was waiting for my car, my first car I actually drove, it was a 2006 or 7, Range Rover, and me and Sam nicknamed it Beater with a Heater, and the thing was it was so old, the AC wouldn't work, so me and him were just punching it for it to turn on. And the problem was it was during winter, and it was so cold, and I had no heater. I was going to swim at like 4 or 3 in the morning. No, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and it was cold out, and I only thing I had was like the heat heater on and my body heat. That was it. Wow. But that was a good car. I appreciated that car because it just like taught me to appreciate the things I had.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I'm just surprised I think they like blow up on me when I was driving it. But Sam's getting his license. Like when are you getting licensed?
I'll get my license soon.
He's getting his license soon.
Yeah. So what car questions do you have?
What was your first car? That's like the biggest one that we have.
My first car was a 1989 Oldsmobile, 98 Regency.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. It's old. It was the shit back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's now it's just shit. Yeah. But that was my first car. It was a hand-me-down. It's the first car that my parents bought when we moved here from England. Then I had a Hyundai, 1994 Hyundai.
Damn. Yeah. If you could pick one car that you've ever had and make it your favorite, which is that?
It'd be my Wraith.
The Wraith?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
It's a great car. Solid.
Yeah.
I love my Wraith. I think the Wraith is my favorite because I think, like, I'm a big Batman fan, and I feel like that car is probably the car Bruce Wayne would drive.
Yeah.
Right? That's just what I think. Like
Batman's the best.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne would drive a Wraith.
I mean, you have the Batman Rolex on. You have the Batman tattoo.
Yeah.
There's Batman all around you.
Yeah.
What about him is so appealing to you?
He's a guy that has a lot more substance than what you see on the surface, right? So when they portray the character, they portray the character as this good-looking guy that has money, dresses well, has all this attention, and is a good businessman supposedly. But there's layers to him, right? And so I've always gravitated towards that because I'm a cat that has a lot of layers, right? I have a lot of gears. You know, a lot of people you meet, they just got one fucking gear. They're just in that gear all the time, right? All the time. Dude, do you ever switch gears? So I like associating with people that have gears, right? That can kind of go high-low and do a lot of different things and have different types of conversations. So for me, he represents that. Right. And he's also a guy that fights evil. He's like, hey, he's about doing what's right. He's not perfect. He makes his mistakes, but it's probably the realest that anybody can get to a superhero. And he's got a bunch of cool shit. You know, it's like he's got a fucking bat cave.
Yeah. That's sick. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, who doesn't want to have a bat cave? Superman's got to go to fucking Iceland.
Iceland.
I don't go to Iceland. Yeah. Who wants to go to Iceland? Fucking cold. So, you know, it's like, I'd rather have a bat cave. Superman works at the Daily Bugle. I don't know. I mean, it probably makes, 30, 40 grand a year.
Yeah.
Billionaire guy. I mean, it's an easy pick for me.
Vic, so I was into your book, and you talk about when your dad bought the motel.
Yeah, Ponce de Leon.
25 room. Yeah, Ponce de Leon.
Yeah.
And when you moved to Tallahassee to Florida, what were you doing? Like, what was your side hustle to what were you doing to make money?
I mean, I did a lot of things. I sold candy. I sold Coke. Like Coca-Cola, not Coke, like 9-year-old drug dealer. I had a Coke machine business, like a vending machine business. Yeah. So I was doing that. And I would go and restock it and make profit and sell it. I think we were selling Coke for, I think at that time it was like 75 cents or something like that. 75 cents or $1. And then I would sell stuff that I would get, that people would give me, that I was like, I have no use for this, and I would just sell it. So I was always trying to do little things like that. I was always trying to figure out ways to make money.
Yeah, we liked when you talked about like the Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Like my older brother gave me these Ray-Bans, and I'm like, dude, I'm like 10. So I sold them.
Yeah.
I sold them for $65.
A lot of money.
A lot of money for a 10-year-old, dude.
Yeah. Especially back then.
Yeah, I was balling.
In your book, you talk about like how your parents both worked at the motel. That was something I relate to. Both my parents work. What is the best piece of advice that you could give to a teenager who has 2 working parents?
I think the best 2 things really. One is I think kids should really honor and help their parents, right? Mm-hmm. Like sometimes as kids, and I didn't realize this until now, but at that time you don't realize that your mom and your dad are doing the best that they can with what they have and what they know, and sometimes you may know more or you may have a different viewpoint. 9 times out of 10, they're doing the best that they can with what they know. So there were times when I was a kid, when I was, your guys' age, where I was frustrated with my parents because I felt that they could do things a little differently. And create a better quality of life for us. And it wasn't until now that I realized, well, they both of them were just doing the best that they thought that they could. Yeah. Right. Genuinely. I didn't know what the solution was, right? Yeah. To go to them and be like, hey, mom, dad, it would be a lot better if you guys did blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm trying to make is if you're a teenager today and you have parents that are both working, you got to cut them some slack and you got to help them because it's not easy out there. Yeah. It's just not. It's not easy out there. It's harder for middle class than it's ever been. I mean, now it's cutthroat. It's, you're working very hard. The median household income in the United States is like $56,000. Dude, it's hard to live off $56,000. Yeah. It's really hard. I don't know how. I don't know how a lot of people do it. It's very, very, very hard. But that's what I grew up in, middle class. I mean, we were middle class. We were in that $56,000 number. And there was 3 of us, but, I was always a happy kid, and it wasn't like I wasn't, I was without. I think that, today, I think kids have to cut their parents some slack. And I think if you have parents that are actually producing way more than the average income and providing a quality of life for you, should probably have a little shrine for them. You know what I mean? Because it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. And I don't think kids understand that. They really don't get that yet until they get out into the world and they're like, okay, fuck, now I got to make my own. And how are you going to do that, right? So I think that kids should have that kind of viewpoint.
I take my swim very seriously, and I'm very grateful to have parents that that help me through it, and they take me to swim to swim meets. My dad he always comes with me to my swim practice every day. Always talking with the coach and. Always helping me, telling me what I could do better, what I can do to better myself, to get faster. I'm just glad to have parents that appreciate what I do and support me in that way.
It's huge, man. That's huge. I mean, you're talking 5% of the population can do that. And the best thing that you guys can do is emulate that. Mm-hmm. Be as successful as you fucking can, because you gotta outproduce it. You gotta do the same thing.
So you've said that at this point in time you don't look up to anybody. Looking back as a child, who did you look up to?
There were different times in my life where I looked up to different people. I would see somebody doing something and I'd be like, oh, I like that. And I would kind of secretly take that. And then I would see somebody else doing something and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to take that. So as I was growing up, I was always taking little attributes of people and the way they would think or the way they would act or they would respond to things, and I would take it. But I never had one person. I never had a mentor that was that took me under their wing and really kind of showed me the ropes, right? I had to figure it all out the hard way. I had to beat my head against a rock and, oh, okay, that's not good. Hitting another rock, oh, that's not good. So I did a lot of that, right? So for me, my journey was okay, I don't have a mentor as much as I wanted one when I was in my 20s and probably 30s. But I just realized, I'm like, okay, the whole world's gonna be my mentor, and I'm gonna learn from everybody. Yeah. Right. And I'm going to see what successful people do, and I'm just going to take it. So there's not somebody that I look at and I'm like, oh, that's my mentor. That's how I want to be from an authentic standpoint. Saying, I just want to be me, and I want to create my own version of me, kind of unfiltered. Right.
So I want to do a little game quickly. Yeah. So it's either or, and you just got to choose which one you rather have. So Captain America or Iron Man?
Iron Man.
All right. Rocky or Creed?
Rocky.
James Bond or Ethan Hunt?
James Bond.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Marvel or DC?
Ooh, DC, because Batman's in DC. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I want to be cheating on Batman.
Disney or Universal?
Universal.
Damn. United Kingdom or United States?
United States.
Gucci or Louis?
Ooh, I don't know, bro. That's a hard one. I like both. Probably Louis.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, those are good answers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Under Captain America or Iron Man, we wrote no Batman.
No Batman. Yeah. Well, it was either or, so I'm trying to stick within the rules, man.
RiseCon's coming up in June 16th through 18th, 2023. So what can people expect from the event? What can people get out of it?
Well, RiseCon's going to be the world's largest business convention, right? So it's going to be 20 speakers Some of the top celebrities in the world are going to be here in Tampa. I always tell people it's going to be the biggest A-lister event since the Super Bowl. I mean, a lot of private jets here flying in. It's going to be the biggest A-listers in the world. It's going to be around 1,300 seats, I think, at this point. And it's going to be an annual event that I host and that I do. And the reason I'm doing the event is really because I want to give back and I want to provide value. People can expect to come to this event and not only see, you know, the number one, you know, celebrity or person in their profession. Unfortunately, I can't release names until mid-November, but I'll tell you that the people that are coming are like legends, like straight up legends. The whole premise of the event is to have takeaways. Like this is going to be a life-changing event because people are going to come and they're going to be able to walk away with a new viewpoint, right? A new way to manage their cash flow in their business, a new way to hire people, a new way to look at deals. Like we're going to be talking about investment banking. We're going to be talking about healthcare. We're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about music. There's going to be a little bit of everything. Like we got musical artists, we got sports heroes, we got real estate, we got investment banking, we got actors, we got like you name it. It's going to be in one place. Not to mention the amount of networking. I mean, imagine the people that are going to be there, right? That have the wherewithal to come to an event like this. From a networking perspective, from an enlightenment perspective, being able to hear the top professionals in their industry talk about what's going on and what they're doing and their story, it's going to be huge, man.
Where do you want to see this in like 5 to 10 years?
I mean, it's just, look, it's going to be an annual event. I mean, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe it'll become an international event. The first year I wanted to do Tampa just because I'm here. You know, I live here and I'm a you know, a hometown guy now, you know, so I'm like, hey, I want to do it in my hometown.
Yeah.
But maybe the following year we do it maybe in Miami or Dallas or New York or someplace like that. I wanted to do something for my city that doesn't really see anything like this, you know, except for like a Super Bowl event. I have been told that this is the first time anyone's ever done something like this early in their career. Like I've never done an event like this. A lot of people that have been on social media for a lot longer than I have done events over time, but I've been on social media for like, 5 years. So I haven't really been on social media for a decade. And a lot of people that are doing events, they do it after 10 years of being in social media. And I haven't been on that long. So I was really honored and flattered that the people that agreed to do my event have agreed to do my event, because the A-listers are crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like when I got the confirmation, like a few people committed to the event, I was like, fuck. Yeah.
All right, so you can find us at DudeBros.com.
And we're on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you can find a podcast, YouTube. Go like and subscribe and turn on the notifications.
There you go. Boom. If you're a kid and you're watching this, and you have a question that you feel like you want to ask that wasn't answered, like just, shoot us, put it in the comments, and then we'll go through them and we'll talk about them. And everything is below in the links. God bless. All right.
That was great.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
You want to go in the middle of it?
Yeah, I'll go.
Do you want to change?
All right. You guys make me look fucking short, bro.
Wow, what?
And you guys are all rocking the sneaks, man. I love
Right?
it. Yeah, these guys are all like legit.
Oh, jeez, I feel like paparazzi.
All right, let's go.
She's on the ball, man. She's on the ball. All right, brother. Good seeing you, man. I'll let you know when I go to.